everybody, welcome to Ramblers of the South Stand. Conor here, back with something a little bit different. We're doing your Friday night football today. I've got a new background here, a little bit cleaner than the last one, but I'm going to be going through your comments and we're going to be reeling off a little bit of fan engagement and seeing what you guys think about the upcoming game, Leeds' situation at the minute and what's going to happen against Wigan. So we start at the bottom with Ben Taylor and BS Harry liking my intro that I did for the Forest fans. Once again, hello to all you Forest fans, I hope you're doing fantastically well. Then we move on to one of our regulars as well, Tiger Steele, who mentioned that we need to score first, 100%. I'm in complete agreement, and I think the lads are as well, that if Leeds don't score first we could be in a little bit of bother, because it's just a consistent theme, isn't it, running through our side at the minute. And when we go behind, it takes us a while to kick into gear, and then when we kick into gear we start upping the ante a little bit and Leeds become a little bit more aggressive in possession, aggressive set pieces, aggressive with creativity and innovation. But to that point Leeds don't seem to be able to do that, and we don't seem to sort of be able to kick into gear. So 100% we need to start quickly. And I also touched on the investment as well, what needs to happen in January in my opinion, because I think Izzy Brown and Patrick Bamford are going to take a while to kick into gear. Obviously we've had the rumours of the Spanish lad coming in as well, which is going to be a big impact. He's not really featuring for Alaves, as I mentioned at the minute, but Ibai Gomez definitely will be an impact player. He's played at the top level for a while. But so Tiger Steele says we need to invest no matter what. We've been so unlucky with injuries, but that's no excuse at all. We need at least 4 players in January. 22-man squad will never survive a full season. And I completely empathise with you, mate, and I completely agree with you, because a 22-man... I mean, you look at the Christmas period where in the Gary Monk era Leeds completely folded because we didn't have enough depth, and the blueprint is there. We've done it before. Yes, we've got a new manager in Bielsa, we've got a better manager in Bielsa, but teams do fail in that Christmas period because they go through a horrendous period of, I think it's about, we'll have about 4 or 5 games in 8 or 9, I think it's about 10 or 11 days, which is absolutely monstrous. They shouldn't be able to do it, but Leeds are seriously going to have to, I don't know how we're going to be able to do it, because obviously Ayling's going to be out, Brady's still going to be out, you know, we've obviously got Douglas coming back against Wigan, but Leeds are going to be really short, and now there are going to be more injuries as well. I mean, the rate we're going at the minute, we're going to have to really involve the under-23s, so yeah, that's something definitely to look at. I definitely agree with you there, mate. Defcon as well, Defcon 22, I know you feature a lot on Joe's video. Hello mate, hope you're alright. Reckon we need a few more players and hope they are fit to play, unlike Izzy Brown. Yeah, 100%, like I've just alluded to in the Tiger Steele comment. We definitely need more players in my opinion, mate, and I think Bielsa's probably realising that maybe at the minute, because this league is just, it's ferocious, it doesn't let up for anybody. And let's be right, I mean, what is there, 5 or 6 points between us and 13th? It's not like we've got a clear lead at the minute. For Leeds to establish a real dominance in this league, I feel over that Christmas period we need to have a real good stint. There needs to be a period in this season where Leeds go on a 2-month run where we don't lose many, which will set us out from the pack in my opinion. Emma Leeds from Birmingham, Alexander Keats, MOT. MOT to you as well, Alexander, hope you're doing well, mate. Niall Smith. I know it's not pretty. I love the way we play, but you're right when you say we don't have a plan B when teams sit back. Bielsa will never do it, but having a big centre forward up top, you can put crosses and long balls forward, is so effective in this league. How many teams do you see use this and snatch a win? We've seen it loads against us. We've seen it happen loads against us. Thank you, Niall. And I completely agree. And I think one massive obvious person for this at the minute is Jukovic at Birmingham. He's been absolutely on fire. I know my mate Brummy Joe as well. He alluded to him in our pre-Birmingham game sort of chat, and he was completely right. I mean, Jukovic has gone on an absolute run. Him and Shea Adams up top. That's not the way though we like to play football. But having that plan B, having maybe a little bit more attacking than Ayling, or a little bit of a variation on Douglas. Maybe they like to go forward a little bit further. Maybe we could actually incorporate proper wingers as in the Ayling and Douglas role. You've seen that happen with a lot of Bielsa's other teams as well. He actually moulded Mendy and Tovan into similar wing backs at Marseille. So maybe that's something we can incorporate as well, but I would love to see some more wing backs in there. Definite a winger. I think the Ibai Gomez one would be a good signing, 100%. I just hope he's up to speed, because Bielsa just simply won't start him. Yeah, we'll have to see there, mate. Dr. Frost will miss Ayling, although he was poor the last few games, as we did last season after he got injured, 100%. I mean, last season, I think when Ayling was out, Leeds I think it was something like 25-30% of games we won in the last calendar season without him involved. So he is a massive miss, 100%. You see him more, for me he's more of a miss when we're going forward. I don't think defensively he's that amazing, but he's decent defensively, but I think going forward he's a massive miss. You saw him against Derby and Norwich and Brentford. He's always in the box. He's always an extra body in the box. And at the minute as well, when we're not seeing that many players run further on than Kim Al-Roof, and we're seeing Kim Al-Roof be a lot more isolated at the minute. Ayling is a perfect body to have in there, and that's why it's so frustrating that Douglas and Ayling are not playing together at the minute. I mean, the 7 games they did play together, they were absolutely phenomenal for Leeds, but we're not seeing that enough. Garcelle Sayer, sorry if I not pronounced that right, mate. Don't worry, mate. We've been playing the best football in years and in a decent position in the league. We're also dominating possession in most games. You must remember it's not easy to play against teams who put men behind the ball. Even if he doesn't start Jack Clarke, you must believe that Bielsa knows best. Maybe he's protecting the kid, or maybe he's just slowly building the kid's confidence, or maybe he just knows that young Jack will be much more effective in the later stage of the game against a tied defence. Only my 2 cents. Yeah, great comment, Garcelle, 100%. I completely empathise with that. I just feel at the minute, with Alioski not being able to take on the final man, and with us not having that final third product, the pace injection, that final bit of class, I think Jack Clarke provides that. For me, I've said it a couple of weeks ago now, he's like a young David Brooks at Sheffield United. He's come onto the scene and he looks completely ready to chomp at the bit. He's not scared. He's got that young person's mentality of he's not been influenced by anything yet. He just goes at defenders, and that is just what we need at the minute. We just need someone fearless. A Hadi Sakho with quality is what I would describe Jack Clarke as. I always wanted Hadi Sakho to do well. He showed glimpses of it. I remember Sheffield Wednesday away, he was superb in that season under Monk. But Jack Clarke, I just think he's got the ability. I think he's got the ability to start as well. His gas tank it seems very good as well. I've seen it in the under 23s. He just doesn't stop. So that's just going to be a nightmare for left backs and right backs if he's on the other side. If he's just going at them, and he's not scared to have a shot as well. Something that Leeds haven't been doing enough of for me. Not having enough shots, and I think that is a problem. But I think Jack Clarke, for me, he has to start. But I completely sympathise with your comment, mate. Cheers for that one. Anthony Henry, really need to start working on the set pieces. So many points dropped from conceded goals from corners. Can't fault the boys for effort. I'm no coach or expert, but I really do hope we can stick around the top 2 until January, and Radrizzani will give some money to strengthen. Yeah, just on that, Anthony, I think this is the season where we really go for it. So I do think Radrizzani will give him the funds. I think it's whether or not Bielsa needs it. I mean, we're paying the guy $2 million a year, so I do think Radrizzani will give him the funds. Like I've said, it's whether or not Bielsa will want to spend that. He's got his ideal 22-man squad right now. But for me, if I was Bielsa, what I would be looking to do is maybe drop some of the youth, maybe the likes of Shackleton. I know Robbie Gotts apparently has been looked at to play in the right back spot, with Ayling being out for such a substantial amount of time. What I would look to do is drop the youth. You know, you're giving them that a little bit of exposure. Maybe keep Jack Clarke just in and around. Maybe let Edmondson go down, developing that, and then I would replace those 3 with some really key additions in the January. Definitely a centre half. Definitely a wing back and a winger as well, 100%. Big opportunity to do something this season, even though I'd love a top 6 spot. March on together from Sligo, Ireland. Great video, lads. I'm always listening. Anthony Henry, fantastic. We love to reach you guys out there, mate. That's what we all love. Yeah, my mum's actually, she's not far from Sligo, actually, where she was born. So cheers for that. Yeah, keep watching from over there, buddy. Balale, sorry if I've not pronounced that right. I agree, we need to be quicker out the blocks. A bit of youthful exuberance might just help with that. So I'd like to see Shackleton or Gotts start at right back. Yeah, I didn't really touch on it about Robbie Gotts, why I'd like to start Robbie Gotts. I mean, I watched a lot of Jack Clarke prior in being introduced in the squad, and Robbie Gotts is of the quality, if not more quality, than Jack Clarke. He's very exciting. The amount of man of the matches he's got for the under-23s is absurd. He is definitely the next in line for me. The reason I want him to start against Wigan, for me, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I would love him to start, is because he's an out-and-out right back, good defensively, good offensively, and he's got a real mature head on him as well. And I think you throw him in against a Wigan side who are not offensively superb, I think he'd do well. I think he'd do really, really well. He's one of those players who can get chucked in and he will deliver, a lot like Jack Clarke. But I do think he's got that real mature head on him, and it's really nice to see another one that's going to be coming through the ranks. So I would start him there. If not, I would definitely start Shackleton. My opinion is probably a little bit different to the other boys. I just would not start Stuart Dallas. I think he's just so... I think teams are targeting him, and I think you get someone like Jacobs or Nick Powell going at Dallas. I don't think he's defensively astute. I think he'll really struggle. I do love Dallas, but I think more of a utility player, not a starter, and definitely not a right back. Ronald Osborne, you are very negative for this game, mate. Look, Pablo will be on fire, Roof will be electric, and Cleek will be at his best. Calvin will dominate, and Jack Clark will start. Forshaw will start in front of Saiz, but Saiz will replace him on 65 minutes to finish Wigan off. 5-2 Leeds, Roof 2, Cleek, Clark and Saiz. Well, Ronald, I would love to see that, mate, and I hope you're right. 100%. I would love to see all of that. I don't feel we're negative on the channel at all. I mean, you look at the past 6 or 7 games, our predictions are normally 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, but we also don't want you guys to think that we're just feeding you bullshit, basically. My video yesterday was very shot from the hip, and I think at the minute we're experiencing a few problems injury-wise. We seem to not be playing at the intensity that we're playing at. We're not passing through teams a lot. The creativity is lacking a little bit, and innovation's lacking a little bit, even with our big players back. And I think a plan B, as I've said, something needs to be done, so we're able to break through those 2 banks of 4, which Wigan are going to possess, especially if they go in the lead, which statistically they might do. Very good at home as well. 5 wins, 2 draws, so these aren't any mugs at home. I don't think we'll score 5. I'd be shocked if we did. I think it's going to be very tight, but yeah, I hope you're right, mate. If Douglas plays, Clark won't play. Bielsa seems to rate Alioski a lot at left wing. Tiger Steel again. I completely agree, mate. He seems to have, he's a little bit, we talk about him not being defensively, I know the lads have touched on it as well, he's not defensively sort of minded, Bielsa, but in this instance I genuinely think he is, because why else would he play Alioski in that position? I think he relies heavily on Alioski doing a little bit of graft, getting back, his work rate, and him being defensively astute. And I think that's the reason he keeps playing him left wing. I think he expects the main creative outlets to be Saiz, Cleek and Hernandez, and I think he plays Alioski because he doesn't want us to go too offensive, and I think he plays Alioski on the left wing to sort of act as a left wing back as well, 100%, because I don't understand why else he would start him and play him in that position, with Alioski's strength being at left wing back. Harry Monk, we're going to have to make some changes for Sunday. Aylin is out for 2, which is a massive blow. Douglas is available for Sunday, which is good news. Now Bielsa has another player to choose from to start at left back on Sunday. Clarkey absolutely has to start on Sunday. Thank you, Harry. 100% in agreement, mate. I fully agree with that. Clark has to start. 2 points, Dr. Frost. 2 points for the next 2 games. What the blank? We want to challenge for what exactly? Top 2, top 6 or below. 2 points, and we may forget any real ambitions for top 2. That should be very clear. Don't know if this is on Oscar's video, so I'm not sure if Oscar alluded us to be going for less points, but I didn't think he was. I don't think Oscar's mentioned that, but yeah, 2 points for the next 2 games, alluding to that 100%. That's a definite no. Minimum 4 points for me. We have to get a minimum 4 points if we're going to keep in with that top 6, especially with that top 2 contention. It has to be 4 to 6 points for me, 100%. 2 points, it's not enough. We associate Leeds with this tippy-tappy team that passes the ball a lot, but I remember in our best performances we played more direct, getting the ball from back to front a lot quicker. And how many times did we see players one-on-one with opponents and Leeds creating overloads in the opposition half? Yeah, it's an interesting point actually. Yeah, we seem to do that. One that sticks out for me was Millwall when Leeds were playing very well, but we seemed to go quite direct for that Jack Harrison goal, didn't we? I remember Pontus just hoofing that up, but we've done that a couple of times this season, and you know it's a very good point. When Leeds have gone direct, they have got a little bit of success, so maybe that is something to go on. Maybe that could be a plan B. I just don't see it with Bielsa. I think he always wants to keep playing. Guardiola, Pochettino, they will play football till the very end, and I think Bielsa's the godfather of that, so that's not going to change. Garcelle again, Wigan is due a loss at home, 2-0 Leeds, wouldn't that be fantastic? Tiger Steel once again saying I love this channel, I'll keep supporting it. Really appreciate that, guys. I don't think you understand how much you actually mean to the channel. I know you hear this bullshit on every other YouTube channel, but you guys actually mean a lot to us. We're massive Leeds fans, me, Joe, and Oscar, and especially the guys behind the scenes as well, Tasha and Claudia, massive Leeds fans. So we do this because we love the club and we think we need a voice. You know, you've got all the other fan channels and we definitely need one, so please keep the support coming. Like, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much. Cal Hal, let's hope Hernandez can supply Roof for a few screamers. Yeah, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Hopefully Hernandez is on it. I don't think he was fully on it against Forest, so let's hope he's on it against Wigan. Alexander Keats, it's on Joe's video. Did you have Tourette's when you said scum? Yeah, Joe did seem to fault when he said that, didn't it? It's quite funny. Yeah, a big one from Paul Williams actually. You need to keep Powell quiet 100%. Powell is a massive danger. Was on the Man United books for so long, and I know that 3 Premier League clubs, including Palace, were actually in for him in the summer. He didn't go. He's had a lot of Premier League offers and he wants to stay at Wigan. I don't know if he's got family there, but it's very rare in modern football that you get that. But Nick Powell, he's definitely a top 6 player, definitely a top 2 player, and evidently with the interest in him, he's probably a lower league Premier League player, so he's a very good player. But I've watched Nick Powell for a long time. Once again, like Will Grigg, another player that Leeds were inquiring about a couple of seasons ago. I know Gary Monk inquired about him. We didn't manage to get that one over the line, but Nick Powell is a definite player and we'll need to keep him quiet. But once again, this is why Leeds need to be on it from moment one, because he's someone who can impact the game from the first minute. So if Wigan are piling it on like Blackburn did against us, I remember Blackburn when they first started, it was just on fire, and Wigan are going to do the same. They're a very similar team. So you need to remember, 5 wins at home, that's very, very impressive. Last comment for the day, Zero Cool. Needs to play some of the young players, give the older ones a bit of a rest, stop playing Dallas, he's not good enough, and buy a tall forward in January. We need more height up front. Another good point. I think my point to that would be, I remember when he was at Bilbao, Bielsa, and he had Llorente, he was playing up front, he featured a lot, he had Munyain just off him as well, played as like a CAM, but I think that is a very good point. If you can get a tall player who can also play football, a really neat footballer who can, play within sort of a substitute role as well, but who we can bring off the bench, and we've sort of got that in Edmondson, but someone who's really slick in possession. If you've got some suggestions, leave it in the comments section down below. That could be a possible plan B, but what you've all got to remember is the style of football will not change. We won't be hoofing it. It's not going to be that style of football, but like the other comments said, when it said Leeds have been successful indirectly with long balls in the final third when we've been trying to nick goals at the end, that could be something we could look forward to, and that could be something we see in January, but we'll have to wait and see. I doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway guys, that's it. That's your Friday Night Football. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed something a little bit different. If you have enjoyed it, please like and comment. It means a hell of a lot to us. Like I've said, you guys do mean a hell of a lot to us. We've got 2.7 subscribers now, 1,000 subscribers, nearly to 2.8. So smash that subscribe button. Look for our post-match interviews as well. If you haven't already, please check our pre-matches out. Me, Joe and Oscar did ours yesterday. They're receiving some really good comments. I think we're up to about 60 comments altogether, which is fantastic in less than a day. March on together. Praying for this win. I'm going to predict, because I didn't give you a prediction yesterday, I'm going to predict Wigan 1, Leeds 1. So that's my prediction for the game. I think you're going to get a Liam Cooper header, and I think that's how we're going to, I think we're going to get back into the game as well. I think we're going to take the lead. March on together guys, safe journeys for all you travelling there, and I'll catch you in a bit.